What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of No Client Agent Privilege, aka No Cap Podcast. It's your boy Evan, your boy Will. We are back under the Tiki Hut. We are 1 week post, no football, no NFL. Has
Sad
been a weird
times.
one. No Pat McAfee show. No a lot right now. So gonna have to bounce back. Was really hoping All-Star Weekend was gonna be that good kick in the ass to get me back into the NBA, but
I just want regular basketball back.
oh man, I am so All-Star. I went to All-Star Weekend in Cleveland, and that was more fun than what it looked like at All-Star Weekend.
When was that?
2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Not last year, the year before, and
I
it
don't
was.
know.
I mean, Cleveland is nothing. I mean, Cleveland's nothing
Yeah,
special, but like
yeah, right.
it looked better than what San Fran put on for them. Like, I don't know. I mean. All-Star Week. I mean, the ratings were the worst they've ever been. It's the second worst in NBA history.
Down
Like
13% from last year.
oh
as
my
well.
God,
So,
13%. That is
somebody did the math on the entire product of
Yeah.
what was the All-Star game, and they played 42 minutes of basketball in 3 hours. Between all the different breaks
Yeah.
and the extravagant, dancing, singing.
crazy. It has gotten out of hand.
I don't know.
has.
I wouldn't want to watch that.
I mean,
So.
I didn't watch. I watched probably all of 7 minutes of
I didn't
All-Star
watch
Weekend.
any of it.
I watched the dunks. Mac McClung doing his thing.
Right.
That was about
Right.
5 minutes, and then I watched like 2 minutes of the game, and I was like, yeah, nah, we're good on all this. I can't even watch it. I'm so over it.
Terrible.
I don't know what the NBA's thought process is towards making it better, getting the viewership.
Adam Silver loves those tournaments. All-Star tournament, play-in tournament,
Yeah, but
mid-season tournament.
what is an? Oh my God,
What's next?
I don't
The preseason tournament?
Yeah, preseason tournament is definitely next for sure. I don't know. I mean, that's just a bad product that they put out there.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know if it's what they were expecting either. Well, obviously not what they were expecting.
I mean, I would hope they weren't expecting that, but I also have to think that they weren't too blind to it. Like, it's not
They
like
knew
you
it
really,
hasn't been good.
yeah, like you knew that it wasn't really anything special in the first place anymore.
Changing it, two things can happen.
Yeah.
Like people like it or people don't.
And yeah, I think the resounding answer is they don't. So,
Yeah,
what the NBA does next, I honestly have no recommendations for what to really. I mean, unless you just cut the head off and just start all over, I don't even know what you do. Like,
maybe you could do like an NHL and do countries.
yeah,
try
but
that
then we go
instead.
back to USA dominating.
Maybe not. It depends how you
Wait,
group.
you're saying-
It depends how you group the countries. Because I don't know if you'd be able to have like a full team of Serbians.
Right, you'd have to do
full team of
you'd have to do
French.
regional or something.
Yeah.
Like African or
Yeah.
continental,
Like
Australian,
Europe,
yeah.
Europe, Africa.
But didn't they just kind of
America.
do that with the worlds? The
Well, that's
world.
what they do in like the Rising Stars.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
They
Maybe.
do the world versus
Yeah.
USA.
Yeah, I
That's a
mean,
little
I guess
different, I would
that'd be
say,
kind of cool too. But I think you'd have to go regional on it, because if you did like North American, you'd have Canada and the United States. So it's like that's a good
That's gonna be
team
good
right
too.
there.
That's gonna be
So,
really good. They
that'd
have to figure it out. They have to go back
I
to
was
the
gonna say
drawing board and figure it out.
Yeah, gotta get some pros and cons.
Adam Silver's not a stupid man,
Oh,
It's not just him. Like there's
No,
smart people.
I wouldn't even say I put the blame on. I'm blaming the people that he has hired to do that. I don't think his approval, and I don't get me wrong, obviously all is approved by him, but at this point, I feel like he's probably at the point where he doesn't really know what to do. I don't think the recommendations that he's getting from players, because I think the players on both the NBA, the NFL, a lot of these all-star games are becoming there is no home run derby. Like baseball, you go have the home run derby.
Yeah, your
People would
3-point contest.
yeah, but I don't know. Is that really as entertaining? I mean, I feel like
the dunk contest and the 3-point contest.
Yeah, and then the All-Star game for baseball is actually entertaining. They actually go yard on each other. They try to actually
That's true.
play.
That's
Whereas
true.
the NFL and the NBA both come down to just like Ja or no, who threw it off? It was a Trey who threw it off Kyrie's back, and then
threw it off Steph's back, then
back,
nutmegged Kyrie.
and nutmeg like okay, like that's cool, but like
I think that's what it was.
I think
One
it's
of the
vice
two.
versa. I think it was vice versa. Off Kyrie between
It was?
Curry's. Yeah, I
Yeah, it
think
probably
so.
was.
So, but anyways, even to the
I get
extent
what
that
you mean though, like adding some of that.
yeah, I mean a little entertainment, but a little
more competition.
yeah, competition, a little bit, just a little bit more oomph in that game. I think will go a long way. I mean, look at hockey. I mean, talk about a little oomph in the game, baby. I mean, 3 fights in 9 seconds. Yeah, of course.
9 seconds.
I mean, of course. I mean, Kachucks were handling. They put the country on their back for that one. They said, "Oh, you're gonna boo our national anthem? Okay, we got you, Canada. Let's just throw these down, and we're gonna show you why you're little brother." And that's I think that video has probably gone so. But there has been so many hype videos off of those fights that have just
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, literally, like it has literally turned into its own sensation. And I think a lot of people have also forgotten that hockey is the most violent sport. Like there are a lot of collisions.
UFC.
Well, yeah, I mean we're talking. Yeah,
your main
I'm talking
sport,
team. I'm talking team sport. But but you're talking violence. Yeah, of course UFC is number one in the entire world. So. But I'm just talking team sport. You go NHL because watch you when you throw that stick down, you throw those gloves off, you know what's coming. And football, you might just get in somebody's face, and you can't really throw hands like that. But
maybe rip a chain off.
Yeah, rip a chain off. Spit in somebody's face. You spit in somebody's face in hockey.
Hit someone in their helmet with your helmet.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It's just
slap a helmet.
I feel like hockey has just a different, just so different of a mindset and I think the fan basis is really on that.
Like people like the fighting more now than they used to.
For sure.
I feel like hockey back in the 90s or maybe when it was first gaining its popularity and it was getting into more of the public eye, people were like, "Oh, we don't like the fighting."
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Especially thanks to the UFC.
Oh yeah,
and other combat sports really rising in popularity. Now it's like, oh shit, they have this on skates.
Right.
Not to say
not only is it a fun sport to watch because it's fast. It's takes a lot. If you've ever been ice skating, you know how hard it is. That some of these guys are stopping on a dime with the stick. It is one of those sports where oh man, football you can be oh I can run, I can catch, I can do this, I can do that. It's yeah, sure you can, buddy. But it's on hockey and ice skating, it's no, you really can't do that. You really can't do that. So I don't
know how they fight and stay up.
I'm telling you, it's funny. The rule is the refs let them fight once you hit the ground. I find that
don't know how they stay up.
I find that hilarious. I think that's the funniest rule of all in hockey. Y'all can fight as long as nobody falls to the ground. As soon as somebody falls to the ground, we got to break it up. That's the bending of the rule.
They should set them back up and go again.
Well, that wasn't good enough. But do it again. So I don't know. I mean, I've always had a good heart for hockey. I mean, growing up down here with the Panthers, we've always had a good team. And then we always had a
shitty team. 10 years.
And then all of a sudden we got good. And now Stanley Cup. It's I feel
maybe back to back.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, at this point, the Kachucks keep playing the way they're playing. We might just do something. So I don't know. I mean, again, hockey has always kind of had I think also the Florida Panthers being good, bad, decade of bad. Now we're on the come up. It's kind of one of those things where it's as a fan, you're okay with it as long as you end up winning one.
Yeah,
exactly. It's as long as if we suck, the Giants, we suck now, but we had already won a few. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you can win one here and there. So I don't know. That's just my mindset towards it. I think it's.
No, I definitely agree.
I think it's a one of those sports that just is underappreciated unless you are the diehard, which is understandable.
Hockey's great.
But I mean, again, after watching that USA Canada, I mean, after all those,
I think they play again soon, tonight, or I don't know. It's a final.
Yeah, there is a final, but it's USA versus
no, it's a rematch. USA versus Canada. I don't know when it is, but
February.
It's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. So USA Canada rematch. We're gonna put it on them boys again.
More
fights. Oh yeah, I can't wait. But hockey's been great, and I think getting back into basketball, we go to college side. And I
Yeah.
mean, Auburn just dominant. I think the train is set. The two on collision is Auburn and Duke. I mean, at this point,
Yeah.
I mean,
What about
watching.
them Florida boys?
I mean, Florida's got
You
to
have
survive.
something nice.
I mean, yeah, but here's the thing: like, can you beat a team twice in 1 year? Like,
I would say no, probably because Auburn has something to prove from last year.
right?
Florida, I don't even
That
think was in the tournament last year.
were they? No,
I don't
I don't
think they
know. I don't
were.
remember.
I don't think they were.
Okay.
So my thing is, Auburn's been there multiple times in
Yeah.
the past couple of years,
Yep.
and they're
They're at
they're
the peak.
hungry. Yeah, it's like
They are. I mean, I've talked to Denver a little bit the last couple weeks now, and just listening to his attitude towards the game, like he is so determined to just prove that this team is the team. Like I think it's a team mindset. Like he's like he's like head because being the point guard, the point
yeah,
god, like he's the floor general. So it's like hearing it from him, it's kind of got to resonate with the other four on the floor. And you can see, I mean, the game versus Alabama, I mean, Mark Spears is a top lottery pick for this year's draft. 8 points. Shot 2 for 9.
yeah. It was 2 for something from
From
3 point.
3. He had 3 for 12, shooting. Like, I mean, what much more can you ask for with regards to your starting point guard? Not to mention, he also went for double figure points. Like you're really, I mean, and then your all star player, your Janiah Broom, going out there balling on them. Like it's everything you can literally ask for from your number one team, 1 versus 2, and that's where you went. Like you're trying to say, it's supposed to be a lot closer. Like I think I saw something like, oh, Auburn survived Alabama, and I'm like, well, I don't know what game you were watching. That
Well,
I
when
mean,
you go into the number 2 team's arena,
well, I mean that, and
big
you're
game.
in and you're away, so it's like
They had
survive.
just come off a loss to Florida.
I know.
So
But I mean,
I get it, but it's just a headline at that point.
That's what I was
It's
gonna
just
say.
a headline.
It's just clickbait there because at the same time, when you watch that game, like yeah, it got close like a few times, but there were multiple times where it was like 13-point lead, 8-point lead, a lot of that stuff. So with Denver, 16 points, like man, like how much better of a night can you have?
And great defense.
And great defense. And you got your other star player, 19 points. Like everyone was shooting okay. I mean, you take the one kid, Chris Moore, he had a plus 17 in 9 minutes. That is a crazy analytical stat.
That's crazy.
Plus 17.
They were playing some serious defense.
That is crazy. Like,
and he didn't score a point.
And he didn't score a point. He did nothing on the offensive side. But plus 17, that is a crazy analytical stat on the backside.
That'll make scouts impressed. Stuff like that.
Hell yeah, because it's not something
everyone can score.
It's not something you can really prove that you did anything. But like when you see that plus minus ratio, it's like, wow. Like, I mean, who knows what it would have been if it was the regular starting lineup? Because that wasn't the regular starting 5.
Right. I mean, that had 6 people in double figures that game.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy.
That's crazy
for a college
for
game.
A 1 versus 2 though.
1 versus 2 away.
That's a crazy stat. That's a crazy 6 players in double digits. Wow.
Clicking. I mean, like we said, Florida was making everything.
Yeah, they were
making everything.
Everything.
They made that game made some players look really good.
Really good.
So I don't think it's going to be the same. I think they play in the finals, the SEC championship.
You think that's who the? I think it'll be.
Well, because they'll go in 1 and 2.
No, I think Alabama will still be ranked over them.
Really?
I do.
Unless they lose another.
Right,
but Alabama's 21 and 4, and I think UF is 23 and 3 or something.
Yeah,
like
I know,
that.
but I still think they'll still rank Crimson.
It's not just by seeding, like it's not just by like wins and losses.
Oh, I don't know. I think it goes by conference losses. Yeah. Yeah, conference wins and losses.
I don't know how many.
Yeah, I don't either. I couldn't tell you. But I think that was Alabama's first conference.
Even if Florida's number 3, was it 8 teams, right?
Yeah,
8 teams.
Like so, but, I mean, again, at this point,
they'll be 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I would say whatever. They're going to end up having to play each other in the final.
Yeah, will be 1 for
either way, somebody's got to play somebody, like one of them, and then Tennessee will probably be that 4 seed.
Right.
So the two of them will have to play each other, and somebody's going to get another L. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, at this point, for them two, we'll see what ends up happening. But
It's funny that we're talking about Auburn and Alabama like this.
instead of football,
Yeah. Basketball, Iron Ball.
basketball, Iron Bowl. Yep, it's crazy. I mean, I feel like we talked about this earlier in the year about SEC being such a gauntlet of a basketball. We talk about it being a football gauntlet every year. Now we're talking about it being a freaking basketball gauntlet, and it's like
No more Big East.
yeah, no Big East. You got
Big
one,
East.
two
I don't
team
know
coming
what
out of the
happened
Big
to
12. Yeah, UConn. Dan
Big
Hurley's
12
trying to get
not
his shit
looking.
together.
Big
Yeah,
12's not looking
no,
as good.
no pack.
I mean, I wouldn't say, one maybe unforeseen circumstance to the whole conference realignment is that, sure, it's been mentioned before, you put in, like the Big 12, for example, they added BYU.
Yeah. Well, look what BYU's gonna have next year.
Well, I'm saying like BYU they're playing nice. You know what I mean? They have that kid, I forget his name, but that kid coming in next year.
That's what I'm saying.
$7 million, right? Like you said, yeah. And
That
you
kid's
kind
gonna
of diluted your own competition by
Right.
adding these extra teams.
No doubt.
Because now it's like, oh,
Well, look at
like,
Oklahoma
look at-
going to
yeah,
SEC. They suck at.
Kansas, like, now sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, they were there last year, and they still faded at the end of the season last year. I think Dickinson was injured, though.
He's kind of one of those guys that are like, Kansas can't produce an NBA big. Like they literally cannot. Like what's his name? That was there like 3 years ago. Oh my God, the big kid. Oh my God, it's gonna kill me. I don't know.
Embiid was there.
Embiid. Okay, they got one. I forgot the other kid's name. But anyways, what I was gonna say is that like Dickerson, like he's had his years of good ball, and now like Michigan, look at them. Michigan looks great. Michigan looks great without him. So I don't know. I think Michigan's a March Madness kind of. I don't want to say dark horse because they're good. So it's like I believe Michigan could be a problem for an Auburn or a Duke. I think size-wise, Michigan. I think and Dusty. I mean, he's been doing his thing up there. I think he's still undefeated.
Then they got rid of Jawan.
Poor
guy. Didn't work out.
Poor guy.
We've talked about that before.
I know.
Like
a
Ewing
player. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, he just didn't recruit well. Like that was the thing. Like I honestly like Georgetown had good teams before Ewing. Like before coaching staff. Like they were recruiting well because of guys like Ewing, but because of guys like Patrick, because of guys like AI, like guys that have been alumni or been there before that have shown that hey, we're that good. Or we produced, talent that good. But then Ewing got there, and it kind of was like, all right, coach, what else we got? Are we pushing kids to the league, or are we winning Big East championship? Like, what are we doing? So
I remember you used to see, Seton Hall, St. John's,
hell yeah,
Georgetown, Creighton. Creighton, I loved seeing Creighton was always my dark horse.
They're gonna be good. I love their center. Their center is one of my favorite players to watch. He just has a little bit of everything. Ryan,
you think so?
Ryan, yeah, I forget his last name, but he has just like a little bit of everything that you look for in a big. Yeah.
Kalkbrenner?
Yep. No.
Oh no.
No, not Kalkbrenner. No, that is him. Yep. The 7-3.
7-1.
Yeah. Kalkbrenner.
Good for him.
He's got a little bit of everything in his bag. Like that's what I love in a big.
That's how the bigs are these days.
I think the kid from Michigan, the Jewish kid, I forget his name. Oh man.
I don't know, but they're Vlad and the other kid, right?
Yeah, the other kid from Vlad. Yeah, not Vlad, but the other kid. But watching those two 7-footers on the court, that double big is what is key right now. Having a double big right now. Auburn's
back.
Auburn's doing it.
Yeah.
Michigan's
even in the
doing
league, the league's doing it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like the double big is back. Like the true 4-5 out the window. Now it's two bigs. Give me one that can spread the court. Give me one that can post up in the paint. Let's see if we can switcheroo, big pick and roll. Auburn does it amazingly. They do their dribble drive and then they do their lobs. Like they've really perfected that. You see that a lot with Michigan too. I mean, again, I think it's really good stuff right now. And again, I think we talk college ball all night, but moving on towards the NFL, trying to just NFL combines next weekend. I'll be there because of the NFL agent seminar. But cap going up, always good. That means business is good. Cap goes up, that means sales and teams and everything went up.
Players
So
get paid.
players getting paid higher. I think the only real change so far has been the rules committee talking about playoff seating change, but until the owners meeting, I think
There
that'll
was, I mean, I have a link right here, and they were talking about, the executives of the conferences saying that they want to change the seating.
Oh, you're talking about for
from, like,
college?
Yeah, for
Oh,
college.
college.
Yeah.
For college.
Like, not getting buy. They want to change how the buys work because I
Okay.
guess there was complaints about
I could see that.
Boise and all that.
I mean, again, I think I did, like, and I think we've talked about it before, I think I did like the home field advantage. Like, I think I did like
Right.
that with regards to the first game being at home. I liked that advantage because then you
I mean, they
saw,
were all blowouts though for the most part.
yeah, but you also saw what ended up happening when those teams came to play the next teams. They were hot and ready. So those underdog, even though they were the home and the upper seed of the lower seed, they were coming in ready to play. So it
Right.
kind of benefited those teams that did play the week before, that they were, they had already knocked the dust off. So they got a hot start to a lot of these teams. So I think I kind of like that with regards to those higher seedings needing to be ready to go. Like,
They want to change the seeding to the top 4 get buys regardless of if they're conference champions.
ooh.
Which kind of adds more of that animosity, sort of,
Yeah.
back into the picture.
What's the
where
point
it's
of
like,
winning a conference
well,
championship
yeah,
if I just
like, why are we putting in 3-loss Alabama as for a bye when we have,
right?
I don't know,
a 12-1
let's just
Boise
say, yeah, sure, we could say that.
that won their conference championship.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I agree with that. I think leave it as is with regards to the conference side of championship. You won your championship, you get to be seeded as such. I don't think some two-loss SEC team deserves to be ranked higher just because
Right.
they had one less loss or
Right.
more losses, more quality losses like they always talk about, and from the SEC. I don't think
They
that
want to also do, this was more so in headlines, like other
Mhm.
headlines,
Right.
but they want to do 4 guaranteed teams
no
from the Big Ten and the SEC.
Nope.
2 teams from the Big 12
Nope.
and the ACC, and then
Nope.
one
Nope.
spot for the highest ranked group of 5.
Nope.
And then one at-large spot.
You don't get that right. No.
Yeah, that's
you
just
don't get that
stupid.
right. Hell no. You
Just because
you
you're
earn
making
your spots because
just
of
because
your
those conferences are making that much
yeah.
money doesn't mean
Nah,
they get to
hell
say
no.
like,
You don't get to pick who gets what reserved spots. No. If your conference sucks and they all get blown out from other conferences, you don't get to just say, "Oh yeah, our 8-4 team," because they only lost 4
It
conference
should
games.
just be the best teams.
The best teams. That's it. Simple.
There shouldn't be
That's what playoffs
guaranteed
is.
for
The best teams
I guess
get in.
the angle they're probably trying to go in on this from is like TV ratings.
Of course,
or like,
of course.
Oh, like the SEC is way more popular. Big Ten football is
Every
way
time.
more
It's every
popular
time. We talk about this.
than your Big
I feel
12
like we
and
talk
your
about this every 2
ACCs.
episodes. Like no, you don't get to just pick who comes in because their conference play. Like no, like we're not going like and like
That's
you're
why I
saying.
want to expand to 14 or 16 teams.
Of course it is. That's all. It's going to be the conversation for the next 10 years. Like, oh, when are we going to get to 14? Oh, when are we going to get to 20? Oh, when are we going to get to 26?
32.
32. Like
half March Madness.
I'm telling you, I mean, we've had this conversation before. They're going to literally, their logic is going to be, well, we already have everybody playing in the bowl games. Why don't we just rank the bowl games? Why don't we just tell, excuse me, why don't we just tell, hey, you know what, guys? Why don't we just say, hey, the Bahamas Bowl is the 32 versus 2018. You know what? Why don't we say the Duke Mayo Bowl is the 15 seed versus the 18 seed? You know what? That's what they're going to do. They might chop off a few bowls, but what they'll do is they'll put more money into those playoff bowls and call it December.
It might be a good
the
idea.
December dance.
It might be a good
All right,
idea.
so if that happens, you heard it here first. That's so
Maybe
everyone knows.
16 I think is the most they should ever go.
16
Ever
is
go.
so many.
I'm not with this inflation, this college football playoff inflation.
Inflation.
It's not.
God.
I mean, 4 teams
Get
was
Dodge,
too little.
Get Dodge in here.
We could have, yeah.
Get Doge in here. Start cutting the fat out. Let's start trimming this shit down. We gotta get this shit right.
14,
Too much inflation.
I don't understand 14. I don't know how the 12 I can understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand how 14 bracket
12,
works.
12 is
16.
12 is my max.
Yeah,
like, I don't
like
see
12.
anything else. I don't see. I don't want to see anything.
It's been 1 year. They're already asking for more.
That's it.
Like,
I can't. I'm
already foot in the door model.
I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen.
Should have kept it at 2.
I knew it was gonna happen. Called this like 6 months ago that this was exactly what was gonna happen. Like, I just don't get it. Like, people always have to ruin a good thing to want to get more money. Like,
yeah.
It always ends up being that. You always ruin a good thing just to get more money. It's how it is in the agent world. It's how it is for business in general. Everything.
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, not every. Well, it can be in everything. Not with everybody.
Not with everybody, but like
there's those people in everything.
For sure.
So,
like I legitimately have come to the conclusion like it is okay to leave stuff at where they're at with regards to profit. If you're making a profit, you're making your margins, your revenue stream is coming in, and you're turning over your profits, so be it.
Like, look at the UFC. Like we talked about a couple episodes ago. Maybe they do something every week now, and they got their Tuesdays and their Saturdays, but they have one main event every month.
Yep,
pretty much, and that's it. Like one numbered event every month, and they do quite fine. They fill one arena.
Yep.
It's not like they fill one arena. They'll
travel a little bit.
Yeah, their activations
depending on who's fighting. They'll do their Brazil trip. They'll do their Dubai. They'll do their New York.
They bring money to those areas. Yep.
It's one every month.
Add revenue, sponsors, boom, done. You put you slather on all the sponsors you want into that cage, and you run all the commercials that you want, and that's it. But maybe not how the NBA has done it with the All-Star game. But ads are going to increase, but
no doubt. I mean, that's where you make your revenue. It's understandable.
That's part of it. And then obviously they want to try to squeeze out any more revenue they can from adding teams, and
of course
guaranteeing certain teams to get
you don't get that like luxury. You don't just get to say we're in the SEC, we get 4 teams.
That's not like it almost sounds like, excuse the analogy, it almost sounds like an arranged marriage.
Basically.
Like it's like, okay, like yes, maybe these aren't the best fitting because they're not the best,
but we want them
we're gonna put them together anyway, and we're gonna see what happens. So
nope. Love is blind. Love is blind.
Yeah, quite literally.
Well, that was a good episode. I think we nailed every topic we want to talk about. So thank you guys for joining in. Please subscribe to our episodes. Your boy Will, your boy Evan. This is another episode of No Client Agent Privilege, aka No Cap Podcast. We will see you next time under the Tiki Hut.
Peace.